Hi, welcome to my channel, Organized with Joy. In today's video, since I am nearing the 1 year mark here on YouTube, I decided that I was going to answer some questions about me. I just did a quick Google search on questions for small YouTubers to answer. So I just have these questions in front of me and I'm just gonna go ahead and answer all those for you today. The first question is, where did you grow up? So I grew up in a really small town in Indiana. That is where I was born and raised. It is like the northeast corner of Indiana, and a lot of my family still lives there. The next question is, where do you live currently? So currently I live in Austin, Texas. My husband went to University of Texas for grad school, and we just got kind of sucked into the vortex of Austin and Texas in general. So that was, I guess, we moved here almost 18 years ago, I think, or a little more than 18 years ago. So we've been here ever since. The next question is, how tall are you? So I am 5'4", and I was like, why are they asking this question? But sometimes I'm kind of curious when I'm watching YouTube videos, like, I don't know, I'm just curious as to how tall the person is. So there you go, I'm a very average height. The next question says, dogs or cats, question mark. I actually like both dogs and cats, but we own dogs, so I guess I will say dogs. We have 2 dogs. We have a beagle, and she's 13 and a half years old and actually not doing very well these days. And then we also have a Yorkie, and he is 10. The next question is, what year were you born? I was born in 1974, so yes, I'm in my 40s, and I am turning 46 this month. The next question is, are you in college or have you gone to college? And my answer is yes, I have a bachelor's degree. I went to Indiana University for journalism, and I minored in business. So actually what I'm doing with my life now is pretty relevant. I have a blog, and doing these YouTube videos I feel like is very relevant to journalism, so that's kind of fun. What is your favorite drink? I guess I would have to say coffee. I love coffee and I drink it twice a day. I love both hot coffee and iced coffee. What is your spirit animal and why? You know what? I looked over a lot of these questions before I started this video, and I saw that question and I was like, I don't know. So you're getting a more candid answer. I guess I would say, for some reason, I've always had this connection with pigs. I know this sounds really weird. I used to have a collection of pigs when I was younger, and I don't know, I think that they're really cute. I would love to have one as a pet, but we've settled for dogs. And why? I don't really know. I guess I feel like pigs are misunderstood. Like, I don't think that they're actually a dirty animal. A lot of people think they're dirty, but it's just because they don't have sweat glands. They have to roll around in the mud to keep cool, so it seems like they're dirty animals, but they're actually one of the most clean animals there are, if you didn't know that. So there you go, because they're really clean. That's why it's my spirit animal, baby. Okay, the next question is, if you're wearing perfume, what scent is it? If anybody knows me, all of my friends can probably answer this question, and it is patchouli. I love the smell of patchouli, and my favorite lotion that I used to wear all the time, I didn't really wear perfume. I wore this lotion kind of as perfume, was from Lush, and it was called Karma Cream. Unfortunately, they've discontinued it, but the main scent in that was patchouli. So I love that scent. Also, my deodorant is patchouli scented. My laundry soap is patchouli scented. I just love patchouli. The next question is tea or coffee? And I would have to say coffee. I do like tea as well, but out of those two choices, I would say coffee. What are your life goals? Well, this is a hard one. I feel like I've kind of already achieved a lot of life goals given that I'm in my mid-40s. My children are older now. My main life goal was just to raise good humans, to send good humans out into the world who loved people and were compassionate. So hopefully I did that. That's my main goal. I guess it's also to help people. I just really enjoy helping people in whatever capacity I can do that. I enjoy doing that with the business that I run as a professional organizer. I get to help people make their homes more neat and run more efficiently. So that's a lot of fun. So I guess you could consider that a life goal. The next question is, what sports do you play or have you played? I was never good at sports, so I started running. I ran cross country and I ran track, and so I would say that is a sport. Cross country and track were my sports in high school. The next question is, have you read any books that have changed your life? And I mean, I would have to say kind of a cliche answer is the Bible. I really do feel like it guides my life personally. And so I do feel like that's changed my life. But I had a couple other books that I thought of that were really meaningful to me. And one of them was What's So Amazing About Grace by Philip Yancey. And another one is The Ragamuffin Gospel by Brennan Manning. And both of these just talk about they're both Christian books, and they talk about God's grace. And so it's just really meaningful to me. I can be very hard on myself, so those were meaningful to me. The next question is, what is your favorite movie? And I don't know if anybody has ever heard of this movie, but it is Rushmore. It is a Wes Anderson movie, so it's a little bit quirky, but my husband and I really love that movie, and we're constantly just quoting that movie, just like inside jokes. Well, and number 15, are you single or taken? I just spoke of my husband. I am completely taken. I've been married for over 24 years now. What is your idea of a dream date? Well, one of my favorite dates that my husband and I go on is going to see live music here in Austin or going to concerts. I really love that whole atmosphere, that date. But if I was dreaming big, I would say tell me to pack my bags and we're gonna fly to the mountains and stay in a cabin for the weekend. I just love the mountains and just the idea of just having time alone and secluded with my husband. That would be like one of the best dates. And how long is your longest relationship? So like I mentioned, my husband and I have been married for over 24 years and we've been together for over 25 years. So that is my longest relationship. These are kind of all over the place, so it's kind of crazy and weird, so sorry about that, but it was just like this website that I found. Okay, so how would you describe your fashion sense? I would describe it as like casual and classic, like and maybe a little bit of boho thrown in there. I really like kind of simple looks. I like solid colors and a lot of black and white, and probably my favorite store to shop at is Madewell, so that's kind of the style that I like the best. What is your go-to hairstyle? I am gonna assume this means like easy hairstyle if you're being lazy, and I would say messy bun. If I don't want to do my hair, I just throw it up in a messy bun. That's the easiest thing to do with it. How many siblings do you have? So I have 5 sisters, and then I also have 3 half-brothers. When my dad was remarried, he and his wife had 3 sons, so I have 3 half-brothers as well. But my 5 sisters were all biologically have the same 2 parents, so it's kind of crazy. It's also crazy my dad had 5 girls and then got remarried and had 3 boys. Pretty crazy. Do you have children? And if so, how many? Yes, I do. I have 3 children. My daughter Cora just graduated from college, and then my son Luke is in college right now, and my son Cade is in high school. The next question is, what is your most memorable childhood memory? And that's kind of hard. There's a lot of memories from childhood. I would say probably the one that is most ingrained in me is when we were growing up, my mom had us join the local theater during the summer, and so for several summers in a row we performed in a local theater doing different plays and musicals, and it was a lot of fun. It was very memorable, and I appreciate that my mom kind of forced us to do that. What are your morning and evening routines? This seems like a difficult question, but well, every morning I take my dogs out and feed them. I have my coffee. I read my Bible every morning while I'm drinking my coffee, and then I spend some time in prayer, and then I jump into social media and doing all of my posts for the day for Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. And that's kind of, I guess, how I start my day. And evening routines, I cook dinner most nights and we eat together as a family. Then pretty much every evening we kind of do our own things until later in the evening, like around 8:30 or 9. My husband and I will spend some time together, usually watching a TV show and just unwinding that way. Do you have any bad habits? I guess I would say drinking caffeine is a bad habit. I wish that I wasn't, I guess I'll say, addicted to caffeine. So that's one thing. Oh, also, I pretty much eat something sweet every day, and I feel like that's kind of a bad habit. My kids are always surprised if like there's no dessert for dinner, so pretty much always have dessert around here. And then the last question is, tell us one thing about you that we wouldn't know. This one's a hard one too. It's such a broad and general question. But I guess I'll say I have been a runner since I was 11 years old. It is just a hobby that has stuck with me over many, many years. My stepdad got me into running when I was like in 5th grade. And then I joined the cross country and track teams in middle school and high school. And it's just a hobby that I've always had. I've run several half marathons and I just enjoy it. It's just nice to have something that is just for myself, even through getting married and having children. And it's just nice to have just a hobby that is just for me, and it's something where I can just get stressed out. I also found some questions that were related specifically to YouTube, so I'll go ahead and answer those as well. The first question is, what does your channel name mean? Well, Organized with Joy is a business that I started, I guess, almost 2 years ago now as a professional organizer. And if you didn't get the little pun there, organized with joy, with me, but also with joy, with happiness. So that's what my channel name means. I just used my business name for my channel name. And what is your channel about? Well, that is a tricky question. I initially started it in conjunction with my business. So I was hoping to be able to share mostly just organization, maybe some decluttering. I was hoping to be able to use clients and work in their homes and show you those spaces. But a couple of things. First of all, COVID has really curbed a lot of my business. And then on top of that, not everybody wants their spaces to be filmed. So there's that aspect as well. But I would say now kind of what it's evolved into a year later is probably cleaning, organization, and decluttering. And then I also like to be able to share different things I'm doing around my home. I'm like always painting, upgrading, you know, doing that stuff. So it's fun to share that as well. And why should someone subscribe to your channel? I guess for motivation and inspiration, I'm hoping to build a community of like-minded people who just want to be motivated or inspired to do kind of like homemaking sort of content. What inspired you to make YouTube videos? Well, one day I was searching on how to hang up my son's hammock in his bedroom, and I stumbled across this lady's channel who she was showing how she fit 5 boys into one room, and I was so curious about it. And I started just watching all of her content on her channel. I was so intrigued by her lifestyle. It was very different than mine. She had 8 kids at the time that I started watching, and she homeschooled, and anyway, I found it very entertaining. So I guess I started because I thought, well, maybe I could be entertaining just kind of doing my own thing and sharing my life with you. And who are your favorite YouTubers? Well, the lady that I just spoke about, her name was Andrea Mills. If you're not familiar with her or her channel, she actually ended up getting cancer and passing away a little over a year ago. And her sweet husband is still trying to keep the channel alive, but her previous content of everything she has up on her channel is amazing. It's a lot of, well, there is a lot of homeschool content, which wasn't necessarily relevant to me, but she did do some organization, and that was one of the things that I really loved seeing, is how she kept everything organized as a mom with so many children. So she was probably my favorite for a long time. She was the first channel I ever subscribed to. And then another gal, Sarah from Small Changes, I really, really love her channel. Unfortunately, she has been sick for the last like 5 or 6 months, so she hasn't posted new content, but her old content is amazing if you want to go check her out. She does a lot of minimalism content and like decluttering content. Really love her. I love Crystal Tara. I don't know, I just like her as a person, honestly. Like, her style is definitely not my style, but she has young kids, and so I feel like I live vicariously through her and just her with her young kids, so I really love her. I like Adeline Zook. She has several different channels, but I really like her makeovers and her organization videos. And I also like Lynette Yoder and Till Vacuum Do Us Part. So those are probably my favorite channels. Which software do you use for editing? I use Filmora. And what camera do you use? I use the G7X. And what are your goals when it comes to YouTube? Honestly, I would like to make it more of a business. I would like to kind of merge it with my existing organizing business. I really don't know what that looks like. I have a lot of ideas for the future. Maybe do some virtual consultations, just helping people, like looking at people's spaces virtually and being able to give them some ideas of what they can do to organize their space, or what they can do, like talk them through decluttering, or maybe making some sort of curriculum or something like that. I don't know. I have a lot of ideas, but we'll see how that goes. Have you ever met a anyone from YouTube in real life. No, I have not. And the last question is, how often will you upload videos for your viewers? So I have been uploading every Tuesday and Friday morning at 8 a.m. Central Time, and I've been doing that for almost a year. I think when I first started, I was just doing it once a week because I wasn't really sure what I was doing or if I was gonna keep doing it. But I think since like 2020, I've been posting twice a week. So you can find my videos here on Tuesday and Friday morning. Well, thank you for watching this video today. I hope you enjoyed getting to know me a little bit. If you have any questions about me and I didn't answer them in this video, please let me know down in the comments below. And if you are not yet subscribed to my channel, I would love for you to consider subscribing and hit that notification bell so you don't miss any future content that I post. Thanks, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.
The night is not so scary when you know how to fly. But when your wings are broken, you start praying for the light. Please keep waiting for the morning. Don't give up too soon.